for map number 1. We got just the commentators for the job. Here's Pansy and Steel for the call.
Yeah, thank you so much, analysts, for leading us perfectly into this absolute clash of giants. The old gods against the new meeting here in Seoul. A fantastic series to watch, Josh. But where do we put our faith? Historically, 2 apiece. They've met in high stakes, but none higher than this, really. But where do we put it? In this form, in this current state, who do you have in this one?
When I look at the history between these two teams, it's been Fnatic taking them out in Split 1 playoffs in that high-pressure situation. But Team Heretics, when the pressure is not on them, they're looking good. Going into this event, they come out that group of 10 in that first seed. Fnatic dropping down at that lower seed here. So recent form makes me think Team Heretics.
I'm with you. Besting Gen G was certainly the crowning moment, but Fnatic off to a good start. Gonna find a quick 2 kills. Put Heretic back to heal. Miniboot, Benji, and Woot. Now, we'll start talking about the composition. I think the desk was kind of alluding to this.
Yep.
Seeing that switch up from Heretics, especially since they made it here to Seoul. But as it stands,
Alpha's positioning here.
See what he can get from this.
Mid-air, taken down.
That's big. Okay, Plant gonna come down. It ain't over yet. Durka. Hello, another one. Miniboo's gone, leaving Woot and Benji with very few options.
That basically sealed the deal in favor of Fnatic for this pistol round here. It's going to be a very tall order. Benji on Killjoy, not on Cypher.
He's found a target, though. He's reading the crossfires relatively well. Takes away another hold on. It's game back on! Heretics! Ripping up the script. You thought it was done with that kill from Durka, but no. Benji creating magic from round 1.
When we talk about these moments right now, Team Heretics, they are so well oiled together in a lot of these situations. This first kill was just crazy. But Fnatic not really playing off of each other too well there. Everything, it seemed like Benji's able to just sneak his way in. I'm highlighting the fact that he's on Killjoy, not on Cypher. Benji, when he's in these types of clutch situations, when he plays his best, he's on that Cypher.
Absolutely.
And it's a recent change for him to be on Killjoy on this map. He was, throughout the entire year, basically on Cypher, and he would be the person I look to defending that C site to put Durka down.
I mean, how many times, though, as well, in clutch situations for Benji, you never call it until he's dead. The guy was so good at getting them these rounds they shouldn't have had. Now, looking comfortable, looking like he wants to go farming. Does get overwhelmed by Chronicles, so now Rien's got to be a bit cautious. But as it stands, it needs to cost them a little bit more. Looking like Rien's going to stem the bleeding here. And again, I've got to highlight, if you aren't watching Heretics all that much, if you missed it, Rien's is such a mechanical monster when he gets going as well. He's one of those, I don't want to say unsung players really, but obviously the attention goes to the duelist or even maybe Benji on the closing, but Rien's is so nasty with it.
You could probably say that about everyone in the server right now.
That is true.
Hold for the IGLs maybe, but even then they have their moments. But everyone else, the other 8 players especially, they all have their super high moments. Nothing maybe necessarily super flashy. But here, as the round develops, Fnatic just moving around in that 2 versus 4. They have the Sheriffs looking to do some damage, maybe collect some more orbs here. The stall from Woot, the one-way smoke.
They're not letting any naughtiness happen. Alpha. New hair, new me. Thankfully, the eyebrows back in check. But it's probably a formality. Again, he'd have to cost them probably 2 players for it to be really, I guess, costly, as the Ghost is still there with Boot. I want to at least keep those Bulldogs in play.
He needs to die.
Yeah, and will they even give him that kindness? Suicide Woot is very willing. There we are, Heretics. A clean second round here for standing, and even then, Benji was farming as well on that C side.
Decently important first round here for Fnatic to get that gun round going, to be able to get some momentum going into this game. Right now, pretty clean rounds coming out from Team Heretics, losing those first 2 on that pistol round, making it a little bit scary, winning in that 2 versus 4 retake. But that second round looked pretty clean from them, and they're already getting this Odin up, and that positioning over a Torch Tree is going to lock that down, and then it's going to funnel them into the Benji Rien's combo on C. Fnatic, what are you going to do different here? And it looks like they're going to take that B control, that early space, maybe deny some of that Killjoy setup.
And this is something that Desk was touching on, and I want to reiterate it here as well. out of all the teams, Fnatic know, or technically should know, how to play against his composition, especially with that Odin spam, with all of that added on top. Benji, this is a bonus, so he's only on that Sheriff here. They're going to hear that. But they've taken the tour already. They've taken kind of that approach through B, pivoted through door. They're keeping the attention in the right place.
Fnatic playing the same type of tempo that we've seen them, especially on maps like Haven, trying to slow down the game, take that space, get the orbs, find out what the setup is, diagnose it a little bit before they finally commit anywhere. So, first off with C, stop number 2 is towards B here. Will they commit though? The fake re-clear towards A happened, the smoke at Rubble, the Prowler out, now 4 players coming in.
The double run through the door. Oh, boom!
That is not the start.
That is a gut punch against Fnatic. He will be loving that. And that sets everything into motion. Look at this
right
setup.
To the setup.
Look at this setup. There's no easy way in. The second they get contact, it's going to be a blender. Boaster held up, so is Hero. They're not having the fights they want. Rienz just needs to stay alive. He's got support. Benji finds his value. TP, he's lost him in the smoke. But still, Hero on an island here.
15 seconds.
Oh man, Heretics looking like they got a real grip on this game. They are playing Fnatic like a fiddle. And they're going to have to walk away from this. They don't have the time, and they want to keep these weapons. Heretics didn't falter there, Josh. Boo bailed them out a bit, but my God, they had the read.
They had all the space in the world. Fnatic thought they were doing such a good job of taking all the space, working the map diligently, but Team Heretics, they didn't budge. Woot had that space. All of A lobby was by that Rubble jump spotting, was pretty safe there, and allowed Boo to hold this pixel crack with this high penetration Odin. He just sits there holding mouse 1 at that angle. 2 people trying to walk across that revolving door, and then what happens? They're just funneled into that setup on C. The Viper and the Killjoy. Fnatic looking to change up the tempo here, try to take this A lobby control here off the start, but Team Heretics here with 3.
Yeah, who's one of them too? This could be painful. And you're looking at what they've got. It's Bucky's, it's Sheriff's, a couple of Vandals still remaining, of course, from that save in that last round. Being on Boaster and Hero here. There. But again, they test the waters and they peel away. They don't fancy what they're feeling out that side. So Benji, once again, called upon. The guy is ice cold though. Normally plays it perfectly. This time a lot of players here though, and they're creeping so close. He's seen enough. Just a pixel shown, but he doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Trying to clear the question mark over towards A.
That lurk smoke as well, the Viper orb from Chronicle. Makes Benji a little bit more cautious and concerned. Waits for that rotation from Rienz to pick up the other angle.
Oh, the synergy is off the charts. They have the perfect tempo down here. Once again, stalling out, they invest, or at least burn their utility this time. Now what does Fnatic do? They have a little bit of a blank slate to an extent, but they don't have a foot in the door. They're still struggling.
I'm looking at Durka right now, but he's got a Bucky and a Classic. There's not much he can do. He's trying to slip the net here a little bit. Gets caught out.
They're keeping track. They're trying to do is push and pull, but there's still a rotation. Woot's here. This is so well done. Just a little shoulder doesn't need to do too much. Yeah, I mean, he cops a load of damage to Durka. Gonna take him down.
He gets away.
How has he done that? Stop it. That's a rifle in hand now. And Hero's found Mini Boo. This isn't meant to be the round. 10 seconds here. And Boo just spamming to try and save his life. Chronicle wants the kill. He's got it. Fnatic.
2v4 again.
You don't drop this one, though. They've got what they need. Surely Benji again, though, name up in lights. Chronicle's gone down, and it's a 2v3. No util here to be seen. It's all in the guns in hand, at least for Heretics. 3 posted up by Tree. The door swung just for the sake of drawing the attention. But they've got to tap that spike and leave Rienz to take the fight. Oh, Benji falls another. He's got 2 more targets to find and only a couple of seconds to do so. Fnatic finally get on the board.
Once that Odin passed hands there, it was all over. I was thinking, pistol round, deja vu, same 2 in the 2v4. No, surely not. And Fnatic's going to be able to pick up that first round. And off the back of just craziness, because they lose that first player. It's a 4-on-5. Durka is the one that's moving up, inching his way up towards A into that spawn area. He's got a Bucky. He gets a kill, he gets away.
And he gets the weapon, which is...
That's... Oh, and the warm-ups.
Nice.
Gotta stay warm, gotta stay loose.
Okay, though, Mini Boo got caught there by the seas, so... Oh my God, what is this? Just pandemonium on the screen. So far to draw blood is Fnatic. They take down Mini Boo. and they at least take rubble control. It's Alpha
Benji.
who's succeeded towards Benji. That's a big loss on C. That opens up so many new avenues.
That's going to be a big fight that we're probably going to see throughout the half as well. That Alpha versus Benji Killjoy. Both sides just having their isolated little mini-game happening while the rest of the team plays the map out at A and mid. But right now, Team Heretics down 2 players, 3 versus 5, and now deciding how they want to play the rest of the round. Because you can't split up. If you split up, you lose. So they need to gamble stack something. Right now, they're picking A. A little bit of spot info towards B. Alarm bot is there, but it's not active. That Killjoy is out of the equation.
Yep. And this is, if anything, encouraging them forward. Smoke in. Prowler there. Dirk are going to take the space. They got contact towards Blue Room. That's bit. Boom! Nice shot there towards Alpha. Big trade, though. Again, numbers still sitting very heavily towards Fnatic.
And I can need to keep some space here.
Hold on. The trades, they're all favorable. It's on Woot in a 1v3. Not easy, but that's the first step. But he took a lot of damage. Down to just 30, and the spam from the Odin would be devastating anyway. What are you meant to do in this? Checking the back to see if anyone's trying to close in, but
there were so many gaps. He's probably going to choose to save here.
I think it's the best option.
Economy getting a little bit low, not the greatest at the moment here. And a second round in a row coming out for the side of Team Fnatic. One of the things we probably should talk about is that Mini Boo versus Durka raise off. Basically, we've seen Mini Boo on Neon this entire time. They ran a different composition all throughout the year. Coming into this event, they switch it up. They have a couple of match reps on this composition here, but they're basically playing a mirror match, taking a page out of Fnatic's book. Before, it was more pacey. They had that breach to set up that Neon, going sliding around. Benji on Cypher, his comfortable Agent, and Boo switching off the smokes as well. He's going to the fade. He's going to pick up that Odin on defense side. So a little bit of a switch up from Team Heretics. The first time these guys are going to play each other on Team Heretics' current composition.
No, it is quite interesting that you bring up the kind of Durka against Miniboo head-to-head to an extent, because this hasn't been a map where Miniboo's thrived, or at least as of late, whereas Durka, this is probably one of his strongholds to still find big impact. He gets to be the, I guess, system player that he thrives in. Currently leading the board for Fnatic, whereas Miniboo yet to get off the starting blocks. Good chance! Oh! You talk about the head-to-head, that's one Miniboo's going to soon forget, but it's Woot who's kept this at least controlled. He's the one who's tipped it back favorably towards Heretics. They've got some good control.
Wait, the Prowler doesn't see him.
Hold on, Alpha. He's been given a chance, and he takes it with both hands. Boo going to be punished and back down to a 3v3 ults.
It'd be a big paranoia if he
coming
pushes.
in. You're right. With the lockdown in play, they've got to respect it to an extent.
Watch them.
And it looks like Fnatic aren't happy with what they've got on B. They fancy turning this on its head. A fight towards the CT side.
They might end up playing themselves in this situation. The reclair from Team Heretics.
Yeah, Woot's here, Benji's here. They've got a feeling, and it might just be right. Woot around the corner, spots one hero! Massive impact. Opens up the entirety of the rest of the map. They don't need to go near Rien's. They are avoiding him like the plague.
And that'll be a third in a row as well.
30 seconds left.
Closing the gap. Team Heretics.
There's got to be a timeout here. There's got to be for Heretics. They're starting to lose a grip on this game. Those first couple of rounds, you felt that they were matching Fnatic's steps, you know, step by step. It was very well done by them, matching those rotations. But since we've got into the gun rounds here, it is turned on its head.
After that pistol round and then converting the second and third rounds, yeah, you're absolutely right. It hasn't been in the favor of Team Heretics. It's been Fnatic that's been winning out all of these kind of early duels, taking that map control. Team Heretics looked pretty good for a little bit, but it was off the back of a big momentum push from that pistol round. That 2 versus 4 got them in the door, but they needed something more than that. They can't rely on those heroics, and we've seen them do heroics. It gets them to be one of the most talked about teams in the EMEA at the moment, but that is not something that's replicatable when your team, your opponents are playing so well.
And when we're talking bigger picture, when we're talking the veto, I think both of us agreed that later, it's, you know, I guess it's front stacked a little more towards Heretics, but if we get to Haven, that is where the conversation changes. If we're going off of what we know, right? If we're going off the recent results, that's kind of how it feels. But Fnatic seeming happy to walk into Lotus, left Abyss out there, fair play. And I don't know what to make of Abyss yet. It's still a ways off, don't get me wrong, but as it stands, we do have Heretics hitting the brakes, and it's time to check in. And we give a lot of credit to some of the coaches out there, and same can be said for Heretics. Neil Zinio and Weber have done wonders off the back of these timeouts. A couple of nice pocket pieces played out. They've revitalized this team coming here into Champs. So I'm hoping we see a good adjustment here because they are starting to hit a... Oh, Alpha, are we really?
Oh, no.
It's contagious, man. It's contagious.
To his fellow countrymen.
Damn.
How dare he?
I love
Someone tell him to sit down.
No,
Heretics,
I
get
love
loud. Where are you guys? You guys are normally so loud. Benji, what are you doing? Sitting down there, hiding behind that monitor. But
look at him. Look at him. That's so good.
This is karma, though. This is going to be bad. Yeah, you're right. If it goes to Haven, Fnatic has been the Haven mastermind. They've been destroying every team that's come in their wake. But if Team Heretics wants to have their best chance ever, it needs to be a swift win here. Close it out 2-0. That's going to be their best chances moving forwards here. So finding some way to rebound, to balance the ship. Neil Zinio and Weber maybe having a little bit of a chime in here to adjust little things because, again, they don't have a lot of matchups on this composition.
How deep is that playbook here? Already Fnatic showing early presence towards Rubble.
This Benji versus Alpha fight towards C as well on a timing, probably in the next 10 seconds or so. As soon as there's any sort of contact made towards A, an indication of what the setup could be. Fnatic happy with the space that they got towards A. They have it. Team Heretics hasn't fought back yet.
No, the Prowler not going to find anyone as well. No one's pushed up that far. It was only Boaster kind of lingering around. Beyond that, though, no subtlety here. Durka wants to make noise. They want to show that they're, across the map, putting question marks everywhere.
And you can see the way that they tap the orb, instead of just instantly picking it up, they still have no idea what Team Heretics' actual setup is. But without that breach neon in play, it's a little bit more safe to start moving your way around the map here.
It looks like a commitment's gonna happen. The lockdown is with Benji, but he's on his own, so you don't really want to be doing this as an individual effort. Fnatic step by step, very cautiously, taking all of the space. And Heretics, something that we really praised them for was the retakes in the past. Viper's Pit on top, but it's Rien's to draw blood. Lockdown invested, trade comes out. It's gonna get messy on the site. Plant in, Mini Boo tries to get more than one. Doesn't get what he needs in time to back away from Fnatic. They might be out of time on this.
One's getting caught at B.
10 seconds left.
They are definitely out of time, surely. Already the rotation. There's nowhere to go.
It's not possible.
It's done. That was so well timed from Heretics, keeping a beat on that clock perfectly. And that slow building pressure is always hard to handle, but credit where it's due. Benji holding the line well, waiting to invest that lockdown perfectly. You had a couple other players, Miniboo putting up numbers, showing presence, making it very hard for Fnatic to find any security on that site.
I do wonder what the call was in that timeout. Team Heretics did not show what their setup was, and Fnatic wasted so much time trying to take any sort of space whatsoever that by the time they went towards C and that lockdown came into play, I thought for sure they had that plan where Durka was going to save his paint shells.
It's so simple, boys.
Ooh.
Oh, why did they cut it there? Why did they cut it there? How dare you, production? How dare you?
You know, I feel for him, though.
What is so simple? What is so simple, Josh?
He was probably... There's some sort of issue in that mid-round. I don't know if it was a matter of the timing of it. What I was trying to look at was that Durka still had that paint shell. So as they execute and they use the paranoia and the haunt and all these things, and they walk into the site, I thought for sure they had already planned for that lockdown to come into play at Waterfall, and they were going to combo that Viper's Molly with that paint shells as well and deny that lockdown from getting any value whatsoever. So once I saw that that wasn't in play, I don't know exactly how Durka died or if he used his paint shells in that round, but that is something that could come to my head because that was the entire all-in plan for them. And my read on the situation was that Boaster knew exactly what was going on, tries to paint the picture exactly how I just explained it, and then it didn't go that way. They didn't use the paint shells, the lockdown funnels them out, they run out of time.
So let's see. Maybe they just need to cool the tempo a little bit. As said, just get everyone on that same page as you are highlighting. Just readdress a couple things and go back in. So we've got a couple of ults here. We've almost got, actually Boo's almost got his as well. One off for him. Couple near enough by Durka. 3 off from his. Speaking of Mini Boo, big investment off the rip. catching Hero instantaneously.
Now looking towards C, that Alpha Benji fight. There is that second player here as well. Rians
Oh, they're feeling
up
the
in that
pace.
pit. Knows
They're feeling
exactly,
it.
yeah, how the pendulum swings from Fnatic.
Yeah, this is lovely. The tempo just being kept in check. So Fnatic having their options limited. It feels like everyone on the map is going in Heretics' side.
I bet they just go back into what happens in their late rounds, which is they go B, they drop double smokes, one towards Waterfall, one towards Heaven. But that crossfire from that blue room is going to get a little bit scary for these guys.
Spot on. Refresh on the one way over towards A. This could free up Miniboo to lean in a little bit closer towards blue door, but we've already got Benji stepping back towards C. Now the turret's going to give away the game here, but Boo going to play quite far forward. Now do they toy with the expectations, or do they try and commit towards this B hit? They have drawn out at least the Nightfall. That's a big connection at the end then. Should I probably highlight 3 players,
At
if
least.
not 4. So again, Fnatic still not finding a way in. Durka has to put, oh, a freebie!
30
Just
seconds
catching him straight through the smoke, but it was traded. Boo got Chronicle back. Spike still with Boaster. Keep in mind when he tries to plant here, Boo just on the verge still.
Durka also one off this showstopper. If he wins this 1v1 duel against Woot over towards this blue room area, that's a showstopper to be invested.
Smoke back up towards Heaven though, so the options get limited. Woot's already found Alpha, so down to just one. Boaster can't do it alone. Heretics back in this matchup. They lost grip on it for a couple of rounds there, Josh, but they are reading it well now.
Team Heretics is a team that we know and came to expect them to be so good at their retakes. It's their whole game plan on defense is winning those retake situations. So the fact that they're able to switch up the pace, get that aggressive showstopper on that A defense, get that lobby control, funnel all of Fnatic into that C site, pop off that Viper's Pit. That was beautifully laid out from Team Heretics. They knew exactly what was going on, and it was like a picture-perfect painting. They knew it, they wanted it, and they got it.
Seeing Elmer Putty looking frustrated there. Fortunately, the mini cam didn't hit. I'm sad, because normally mini gives the best reactions, but
Op up for Alpha.
that's a big switch up. I mean,
Attack Killjoy up.
but we're seeing Miniboo here on this side. Oh, and a missed shot. So they've got the map now. They've at least got mound control. They would have to fight back with a lot of intent to try and clear this. But this puts a question mark on what you're coming up against if you're seeing Miniboo on this side of the map.
With that blue door closed and the showstopper in play with the Nightfall, I'm assuming it's going to be a straight-up A hit right now. Full, just util dump everywhere.
Yeah, Woot and Boo, though, waiting patiently. One tucked towards the box on site. Woot trying to watch the cross. Rien's playing over towards stairs. The door's still shut. Still being... Oh,
no.
Shuts him up! Rien's doesn't let it happen. And now Fnatic are in trouble here. Starting to scramble a little. Heretics have the perfect answer to all of those issues. Rien's still holding. Still confident enough, but that's Alpha with the operator. Tries to give himself some safety to work. Turret's dealt
Broken.
with. But they're pausing, they're waiting for an overextension, but Heretics are so composed in these scenarios. They still have mound control, they still have good information on B. They don't need to overextend here. They can hold the line. They're still on for this one. Rien set up with an isolated fight on Chronicle. There's no trades available, and Fnatic are just hitting a brick wall here. There's no way forward. See the frustration already. This might be a save at this point.
Most definitely will be a save. Fnatic missing their timings again. Once they saw this play, the pressure, Miniboo running up C mound there, they instantly wanted to go towards A, but they let the time just slip and slip and slip. 5 seconds go by, 10 seconds go by, they still haven't executed.
Oh, this is lovely from Heretics, really strong form. And I wonder if this was a bit of a, I don't want to say a French timeout to an extent, where you just kind of take a tack pause, but you're just sat in spawn waiting those extra 20 seconds, having a little bit of a chat. Boaster might have had a conversation in that. They did lose out on one, so the reinvest might be a little bit shaky, but still, this has been a very impressive display from Heretics. This is kind of showing their caliber here that, yes, Fnatic may know this comp. They kind of created this to an extent for themselves, showed a lot of diligence, but that timeout, again, hitting after that kind of 3 in a row that Fnatic got, Heretics have had the answers.
Right now, I'm looking towards that op to be able to find an opening pick, and they're going to start it towards C again. That head-to-head, they got the op up on the defense as well. And that's just the bait setup. It's Benji's jumping away to set up Miniboo with this op line and disarm Alpha a little bit there. on this fight.
He can stay here for quite some time. He has no incentive to move. He can just free up Benji to rotate. Yeah, it's a little bit of pressure on him, but it's fine. He's going to hold that line, and once again, he holds half of the map. And then you add in Boo, who's holding down that B line. Again, set by set, Benji can just keep getting close towards A. Nightfall going to come in. Rienz and Woot there. That's not ideal. I think the paranoia might have been from his teammate, potentially, not certain, as Boaster still has his, so that could have been an issue there. A little bit of a mistake. Let's see if it costs them. Already Fnatic do get the site that they want. Woot trying to get at least out of the initial danger to survive for another second, but Fnatic want the plant. And they're about to get that down, so at least time's on their side. 3 players already towards tree, trying to make a quick rotation here as Heretics sweep back the site. And the first real fight's going to be coming in a second. Now, Miniboo delivers. Big trade and a big fight. Mill for Miniboo! And now down to 3v2 as Durka and Chronicle forced away from this. How do they try and defend this plant? The diffuse already starting, the spam not on. And Miniboo reigning supreme. Durka, surely he can't save the day again. He can't. It's over, it's done for. You get a couple of kills, but it's a formality. Heretics fully in control here.
4 versus 5 retake, and potentially a blunder from Fnatic. Everyone escaping, evacuating from that tree room area. There's no crossfires to be had, and everyone's coming through the main point. Miniboo sitting there with that op, picking them off one by one. It was a team paranoia. Don't think it made any difference. It's that Viper Wall timing that Fnatic's trying to hit. As soon as that Viper Wall goes up, they know, okay, they're counting mentally in their head. They're on a timing going to pop that Nightfall and try to go in.
Back into this one, fast start here.
Odin and op.
Yep. Was that a TP? Wait, Post is here already. They know about him though. How can he get out of here? He takes so much damage and no one's close to gap, but he's still going. Trying to do everything he can. Trying to make impact happen. Durka now going to try and slip behind. Wood, Rienz, perfect unison again. Even in all this chaos, they keep that composure. Rienz unaffected by this, but it does give them maybe a moment to go for a plant. Oh, they're trying to toy with him. Get at least maybe an even affair. It's Chronicle to step further forward. They know Rienz is probably here. They know there's a player still stuck to this.
Toxins going up.
Chronicle, if he was on Sova, this would be in his ballpark, but right now...
Toxin screen down.
I'm with you.
Sweating a little bit. Alpha's got his side.
Let's see that crossfire stunning from Chronicle. He needs another though. He's the only one to give it away. There it is. Lovely work back and forth, but Benji, the clutch master himself, still breathes. And there's still always a chance. You can't forget about Benji, Cypher or not. The man's here.
Bad omens for Alpha standing up earlier, staring at them in the face. That Killjoy diff coming in, and another big clutching factor from Benji.
I want to see if Benji gets up. I was waiting for it. That would have been so good.
Soon. Oh. He doesn't want to do the same thing.
It's true. The curse is strong.
But Fnatic, I sense that something's going on in their camp. You see the tempo shift where it almost feels like they're calling these super fast plays towards A, trying to catch some sort of timing, some sort of read that they think they have. But right now, they don't have a read. They're not catching these timings, and it's another round slipping in the favor of Team Heretics.
This is huge. This is confidence. This is what the doctor ordered for Heretics. I mean, you got to say that Gen G performance put them on the map going, yeah, they are back. They are out of that slump. They look solid. But it's not like they let off the brakes or off the gas at all. They are back into this one.
Inverted setup here as well for Team Heretics. Usually they're setting up that Viper Killjoy setup towards C. Now it's on A. They're really passive, and it's trying to funnel them into the Miniboo Woot combo towards C Mound with that deep control. Recycling that one-way smoke. Fnatic, they are spread 1-3-1 right now, so just trying to soften up the defense, try to figure out where that Killjoy turret is. Usually there's an alarm bot or a turret towards B here. That turret's still up at heaven. Fnatic, again, 40 seconds done off the clock. In the same space they had 10 seconds into the round. Leaving Alpha at middle makes me think that it's going to be some sort of fake towards A, pivot towards B through that blue door.
You can see the conversation between Durka and Boaster mostly there, getting ready to execute this, but speaking of execution, Boo just holds down Mouse 1 and puts them in their graves. 2 quick kills and you still got Benji holding. Alpha now has to try and go against the odds on this, and Miniboo doesn't even want to chance that. It's never going to find its target, but a 2v4. The heavy hitters though, Durka and Alpha. You got to dig deep for this. Showstopper there, Durka, big chance, and actually goes down for it. He'll trade that. That's now just one man. The Wonder Kid left alive. And if Heretics play this right, it feels near on unwinnable, but isolated from each other. One main, one blue door, one disconnected further towards heaven. The time can start running here. Alpha giving himself his best chance he can. And there's one target to hit, and the second they show it, Pixel around this corner, it's perfect from Rienz. Gotta say it, Heretics are out for blood today. 9-3. What a huge scoreline here, especially on Fnatic's map choice. This is everything they would have wanted coming out today. Abyss, a totally unknown, and if they stick their claim here on this map, it could be over in 2. I'm thoroughly impressed by what we're seeing from Heretics now. Beyond that, though, it's all now on Fnatic to try and turn this one around on its head. But apparently it's a family affair for Heretics. They don't just come out on their own, they bring the family with them. So Bella will be standing by with the Boo family.
Hello, for today's halftime interview, I'm joined by 2 special guests, Big Bro Boo and Mama Boo. Labas. Labas. All right, you guys flew all the way from Lithuania to Korea to show support for the boys. So how's this trip been like? 이번 이제 챔스를 위해서 리투아니아에서 서울까지 먼 길 날아오셨는데 이번 챔스 잘 즐기고 계신가요?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
How are you enjoying your stay here?
Yes, we enjoying. We very happy that we win first their games. I think we will go in playoffs 2-0 and 2-0 in top 4.
오케이. 이번 경기 팀 헤르틱스의 성적에 아주 만족하고 있고요. 오늘 이 프나틱의 경기도 2대0으로 승리를 하고 아마 탑4까지 2대0으로 쭉쭉 승승장구할 것 같다고 합니다. 이제 오늘 출발이 아주 좋은데 좀 형제나 뭐 아들들에게 한마디 응원의 메시지도 부탁해 보도록 하겠습니다. You know they're off to a great start. So what do you want to say to the boys, your brothers?
Keep going and win 2-0.
계속해서 이 기세로 2대0으로 오늘 정리하라고 하네요. 이제 빅브로브와 마마부 하프타임 인터뷰 만나봤습니다. And let's go back to Lotus. Thank you guys.
A man of few words, but to the point there, Josh. Win the game, let's get out.
Couldn't have been said it better.
Yeah, honestly, maybe that's what Webber's having a chat about now. Maybe Neil's just, guys,
It's just
and let's
2-0.
That's all you got to do.
I mean, they've talked about the Haven lurking around that map 3. They know exactly what the job is here.
That's true. But with 3 rounds, we spoke about this in some of our previous games, those one-sided first halves. We asked for perfection. It's not going to be easy.
Team Heretics, that round 1 pistol, getting that clutch, getting those extra rounds in that buffer zone here. Team Fnatic has a really tall order, a mountain to climb on the way back. 3-9, the gap is 6 rounds. And if they can't pick up this pistol round, that gap is going to look insurmountable. If this would be that second map.
Toxins going up.
Heretics. Slow and steady here as a start. We're looking at the Sheriff with Benji. A couple of Ghosts. On the other side, just Ghost coming out for Fnatic and a couple of Classics. So no overinvestment. Now we've got to see what, how well Alpha fares are doing this. There he is, already going to be forced off. Takes a touch of damage, but that's fine. Info found. It looks like the response from Fnatic is to take over B control. Push out a little bit deeper. Did they just miss the timing? Or was it seen? It definitely was seen. And the swings there. Heretics with the perfect made plan. They know everything that Fnatic wanted to do. So Boaster, Alpha, and Chronicle now under the gun.
The big difference between Fnatic and Heretics is that Fnatic like to do those re-clears. Heretics happy to do those retakes. And right now, Team Heretics is looking very confident. 40 seconds remain. They have to make their final push right here. Fnatic is just Chronicle on that A site to defend against 5 until he can get... Boaster is the closest rotation.
30 seconds left.
But a long run to travel. That Viper Wall isn't going to do much.
Yeah, you're looking at what can be done here. Chronicle would have to go huge. No chance of it.
The splash damage. 2 versus 4. We've seen this.
I don't think we're going to be seeing it again, though.
Not this map.
Not this time. Alpha.
He's going to end up going for something right now. It's a matter of what he gets out of it. some ultimate orbs, some cash in the reserve, so potentially we can see some sort of outlaw purchase or martial purchase, just something to make something happen.
Look at them waiting. Oh man, Alpha. Oh, the
He's just gonna go down with a
top.
spike. You can't push me now.
Woot. Trying to be
Going for the knife.
the man in the hour. Oh my god, he's doing it. Oh!
Stand up now.
Yeah, shows him to his seat this time. Very demure, some might say. 10-3, first round in the second half. Heretics, I mean, they've just put them in the grave real quick.
That's why you don't stand up on round 5.
Yeah.
You gotta understand that it comes back in the end. Karma is undefeated.
One enemy remaining.
That's rough. That's rough. Oh man, 10-3. You can see the grins on Heretics' faces. I mean, this was the big test, right? Like, you feel like Abyss is the unknown, but Lotus was always going to be a really hard map. But the fact that Heretics have got to 10 so early on, they proved their value in that lovely adjustment after the timeout in the first half. And they've kept Fnatic completely humbled. It's wonderful to watch. And again, we talked about the honeymoon potentially with Fnatic, with Hero. Is there real depth to this? And maybe this is where it eventually runs short. Maybe this is where it turns around. Similar conversations about Heretics, potentially with their burnout, tired, exhausted at the end. But they came out and they look refreshed here.
Looks like we're about to see that reclear from Fnatic. The crossfire, though, not going to get anything done. It looks like another round in the bag for Team Heretics. The shorty, oh, he gets one.
Spike down.
I don't think you're going to get much more. You're surrounded. Jerry N's just going to make it. Make it so. And if Alpha's the last one, oh my god. These shots, Heretics are hitting some nasty shots. And Fnatic can be feeling this. This isn't a nice game to be in right now, Josh. You are feeling that you are being absolutely pushed about by Heretics.
We talk about that hero inclusion in Fnatic and how good they have looked. We look at Heretics. Where have they faltered? They faltered in that second stage where they looked like they were maybe slumping. And we're saying this like, oh, they were slumping. They were still winning.
Of course
they were just dropping a map.
Yeah,
you know,
it's wild,
that's a
right?
slump for them.
Yeah.
But the other place that they actually falter is when it gets down to these really high intensity moments. We saw multiple second place finishes for these guys, and that was the major hurdle. The deeper they go into the tournament, this early in the tournament, maybe not feeling that same sort of pressure.
Oh, the paint shell. Don't think that's quite in place to punish, but Boaster going to try and slip the net and slip ahead. Take himself into a fight, but Mini Boo's having none of it. Heretics aren't missing. The only time it's gone their way, it feels like, was then. Chronicle finding Rien's was the first time they've been able to strike back.
Oh, okay.
What? Show me it from his POV. I need it.
I was just going to point out the fact that he couldn't even shoot a Prowler, and then he gets one tap like that.
Oh.
4 versus 3, 11-3 is the scoreline, and Team Heretics is making Fnatic sweat again. Every round on the defense, they've been down numbers, and they've regressed, and they've been punished. Team Heretics looking to extend that. Boo over towards C, has a Prowler and a Hunt. Probably trying to get a little bit of information, maybe a little bit of pressure to find out exactly what's going on. If he's able to locate at least one player here, at worst, 3 versus 2 on A. And here comes the reclear from Hero.
Oh, it's done. It's done. Put
Red.
a fork in it. This one is done. It's cooked. Alpha, you're just hoping you're not going to get knifed.
Not again.
Not again.
Not again.
Would they? I mean,
Only if he shoots 20 rounds of this Vandal. Otherwise...
if the opportunity presents. You can't take Alpha lightly, to be fair, and they probably won't. I mean, they're sitting in pretty standard post-plant positions. We're going to... a little bit labored on that, and I think Alpha did hear the steps up towards heaven. It's clean from Miniboo. We questioned his form, and I don't think we have any more questions here now. Looking very sharp here, Miniboo.
I've been known to like going for a little bit of a knife, so... 12-3 though, Team Heretics. Yeah, that's gross.
It's so sick. Oh, man.
Just dancing up there.
what are you meant to do?
It's that when we got that soundbite of Boaster talking round 5 or round 6, when something didn't go their way, from that point on, it has felt like they've just been tilting, missing the tempos, missing their shots. They need to mentally reset. This map might be over. We might be looking at the last round of this map, so some sort of reset needs to come. But Heretics, they get their little abyss for that map too, and Rien's just posted up with Mini Boo.
It's just a frag movie in their favor the whole way through. 12-3, this has been a blowout of a game. There's not too many ways to say it. Started off close, sure. It got exciting. And since that point, since that timeout, Heretics has been infallible. They have been on the money. And this is a team that people are expecting to do a deep run here. Yeah, they've had their upsets. Yeah, they've seen the sadder side of the competition. But today they're landing everything. We're going to find Boaster. It just feels like they are out of Fnatic's league here. And Heretics continue forward, just step by step, looking to get map 1 in the books. Does Alpha stop it? I don't think so. As Chronicle, the last one alive in a 1v3. 8 kills to his name so far, and it does not matter a second. 13-3. A reminder, don't stand up against Heretics. Don't think you're there. These boys mean business today, Josh.